Yeah.
So even though the answers are different, you guys were both gravitating towards the songwriter. It sounds like, because I hear a lot of songwriters on both sides of your answers.
Yeah.
I wish that I could say like I am not a songwriter. I attempted.
That is not true at
But
all.
I'm a melody person. I love a beautiful melody line. That's the first thing I hear before I hear the words. And I think he's kind of the opposite. He hears the words first. I have to really pay attention, unless I'm going through something really terrible, and then the words are definitely the first thing that I pay attention to. But
Yeah.
Are you hearing
kinda,
melodies in everyday like conversation, or like is that how your brain works musically?
I think all the time. I think as a kid, it. I think they're always in the back of my head while I'm talking to you. There's probably something a little bit going on back there that makes no sense. But yeah,
I don't know how she
it's
does it. She's explained it to me, and that there's just like a soundtrack running constantly in the back of her mind. So I don't know how you focus on
I don't. I'm a
the
little
real world.
insane.
Have you guys ever heard of Steve Dorff?
Why don't I know the name?
So Steve Dorff wrote "I Cross My Heart" and "Through the Years."
Gotcha. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but
Okay.
he's probably a little more well known for being a composer for film and TV. He's written scores, let's say, but
Scores of
there you
scores.
go.
he's very
That's
very much similar to what you're going through. Is really he's writing soundtracks every day, all day. Like he'll be at a baseball game and he's writing the music to the baseball game
Yeah.
that he sees, and he calls it spasmic bubbles, is what he sees, or plasmic bubbles, or something, and that's how he describes his music. Like he can almost see the notes in the air. He's just
I
so
love
unique,
that.
and it
fascinating.
sounds like you might be pretty close to that as well. Kind of like being a
I just
conduit.
call it insanity. I don't know.
No, he uses that word somewhat as well, but I find
Okay.
I find it incredibly ironic that you don't call yourself a songwriter when you're dealing with songwriting all day, every day in the back of your brain. Um,
Thank you.
yeah, you should
Do
probably
you do
own
you
that.
see? Yeah. Do you see music? Do you
No,
see it?
not
You
necessarily.
just hear it.
It's just there. Yeah, it's strange. And like I said, I thought everybody kind of was like that.
Yeah,
No, yeah. It's when I say I'm not a songwriter, I don't think I am as good with lyrics as some of my
and that's
friends
okay. I mean, it's okay to be strong at
yeah,
melody and weak on lyrics. Steve's the same way.
right.
He cannot write lyrics. He'll be the first to admit it. And he's always just kind of coupled himself with the best lyrical writers he can find over the years, and that's why the music works. And it sounds
Yeah,
like
like
that's
Elton
why.
John and yeah.
Exactly
Bernie
right.
Taupin.
Exactly. That's a great example. Yes. But that's probably why, on a musical level, your partnership with Max works pretty well in the songwriting department. I don't know what your songwriting life looks like as a couple, but if he's lyrically strong and you're melodically strong, that probably works pretty well for y'all, right?
You know, it's funny. We really have only sat down to try to write together. What do you think?
A
Five
few
times?
times.
5 times total, with big goose egg result. But I think we both were thinking we needed to bring everything to the table. And I think if we can take Boston's advice and just bring our strengths to the table
Yeah.
and lean on the other one, I'm very excited about the proposition of what we can create.
Yeah. And I'm shy. I'm not another thing that he hates when I say this, but I don't have lead singer voice. And so I'm very shy
Not
and
true.
I don't, and so I think it keeps me from, yeah, I could do it in front of Andy K because I don't know. It's
Right.
different, but
Right.
if I was a great singer, things might be different.
So we're to answer your not answer your question, but we're still kind of finding our way in that whole relation that aspect of our musical journey.
Yeah.
What's your songwriting process like, Max? Or like, is it very lyrical based? Is it hook based for you?
Um, yeah, it usually starts with some. It's rarely like I have all these friends that write to prompts. Like, okay, this week's prompt is throw a word out there, and that just does not really work for me.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just sitting down with a guitar and like GCDs. For some reason, I'll hear something in a pattern that I've played 100 times. There'll be just some little nuanced melody or something in there, and then that leads to some lyrics, or sometimes I'll have a phrase or something, but it always has to kind of marry with something. It can't ever just be like the quick brown fox jumped over the log. That does nothing. Does that make any sense?
It does, absolutely. That's going to be frustrating though. Like if you have deadlines and if you're wanting to put a record out or a single out, that's going to be a little frustrating that you can't just do it on command, right?
Yes, but I've removed all demands.
Yeah.
He's a perfectionist too. So he has songs that I would say have been finished for 5 years, but he will not put it out to everyone else until he feels like it's perfect. And so, there's that process.
That can kind of gum up the work sometimes.
Is that a creative thing? Like you just don't want to put it out there because it's not finished, or is it more like a almost like a brand thing? I don't want to put my name on that yet. You know what I mean?
I think I'm not really sure. I think maybe some of it is fear of failure also. Yeah. It's like if I say it's not finished, then I don't have to show it to anybody. Therefore, they can't say your baby is ugly.
I understand. Yeah, and people don't realize how hard it is to be vulnerable, right? Like, and then on top of that, like you're writing a song in hopes of it being a hit, right? And in hopes of people liking it. I mean, that's ultimately the goal. But at the same time, you are taking a huge risk by putting a song out because it is your heart. It is something you're going to have to repeatedly play live if it does hit, right? So are you thinking about those things when you finalize a song? Like, this is something I might have to play the rest of my life.
I used to not, but I do now. Now I do because
there's a couple of songs that he wishes he would have never played. And he gets asked for them all the time, and people love it, and then he doesn't.
It's one of these things where you paint the Mona Lisa. Nobody wants to see that. They want to see that stick figure that you did about the guy slipping on the banana peel. Mm-hmm. Like, really? What about the masterpiece that's got all the modulations and the chord changes and the pretty flowery words and all the internal rhyme? Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, they like them, but they're not like they like that one about drinking beer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be frustrating, man. Like the masterpiece that you think is the masterpiece is not what everybody likes. Yeah, I can understand that. And there's so many artists, great writers out there that have signature songs that they most likely hate singing all the time.
I was reading this thing about Waylon Jennings the other day. Waylon Jennings nor the two guys who wrote it ever had set foot in Lukenbach, Texas.
Yep.
And then it was 30 years before he went to Lukenbach, and he played Willie Nelson's Picnic in '97, I think. And he refused to play that song because he didn't like it. Yeah. He didn't like it. He didn't like it, and he didn't play it.
I wonder if he started off liking the song, right? Like if he started off liking it. He had to
start off liking it, or he wouldn't have recorded it,
But like everybody's asking him to play it, and probably throughout the whole show. Like I went to a Pat Green show recently, and I must have heard the words "wave on wave" at least 50 times before he played the song. And it's like, come on, guys! Like Pat Green is known for more than "wave on wave." Like, stop this.
Well, but also Pat knows that he's got a set list right. He's gonna put it towards the end of the show where it's.
Did he play it?
Of course, but like even he said during the show, he's like, if I play it right now, everybody's gonna leave. Like, why would I play it right now? Like, no, I'm not playing it right now.
You don't serve the steak fronters.
Yeah, that's right, man. You're gonna have to eat a little salad first. All right, that's
right. Yeah. Right. You gotta hear. You guys gotta sit there and listen to this new material that you're gonna hate.
That's right.
Until I play the old stuff.
That's when they go to the bathroom. Actually, we've
right.
noticed that.
It's just I feel like consumers out there, the fans of music, don't realize the process that it must take for you as a songwriter to choose what you're gonna sing for the rest of your life. And I can't imagine what it's like either. And that's why I love being able to chat with songwriters, man. I don't know what I would do if I couldn't do it.
But it's still, look, man, look, it's still, at the end of the day, you get to go out there and play something in front of a group of people that you made up.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what you do for a living. Oh, woe is me. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want to play that song. Yeah. Tough times, you know? So anyway, it's not.
But if you have one new, it's weird what people gravitate to. And it's, you know, you'll play a new song every 5-6 months, but when they ask for it again, and it's just weird. I don't know what makes a song
right. What people glom onto
to where it becomes our set list. You know, it's just, and it's not, there's not a lot, you know, once you got your basic, it takes a while for something to make it to the set list, I guess. I don't, it's strange.